so excited for this week. I'm so excited. It was after listening to this specific artist, this specific album a while ago, it gave me the idea for the other side of electronics. So this is really, I'm like really hoping anyone who has hung out with me and then asked me, what is your music? What is the music that speaks to you? I'll show them a lot of things. But the thing that I'll always be like, only like people that I really like to see it. But you know what? I really like you guys, so I'm gonna let you see it. It's a Tobin. It's ISAM, and that's his album. ISAM actually stands for Invented Sounds Applied to Music, and that is the best way to describe this album. I'm going to just read an excerpt from Wikipedia actually, and it's really well written, that's why. This album marks a significant evolution in Tobin's sound due to the absence of vinyl samples and trademark jazz-oriented breaks. As with his previous album, a prominent element of the sound is heavily processed field recordings obtained from a variety of unexpected places. However, this album goes further in that it features a much more unorthodox palette of sounds than before, with these sounds being arranged in close, intricately edited patterns. That's the best way to describe it. I couldn't have been able to describe it better myself. Tobin's entire album, ISAM, is kind of like this. It's like every song is so structured and so intricate, and what's incredible is the sounds themselves. And like it says, it's heavily processed music. So what you're listening to sounded nothing like what it was recorded. And a great example, I want to just say, Tobin revolutionized electronic music, by the way, and no one even realizes it. All of the female vocals on this album are actually him singing. He's Brazilian, so he took out his Brazilian accent and he switched it to a female voice. Now it sounds, auto-tuned. It sounds like a female voice, auto-tuned, but you'd be shocked because we all know that we can, manipulate sounds and do that whole thing, but no one actually applies it, and he applied it and he did an incredible job. Now this genre is so confusing. Trip hop, breakbeat, experimental, and my personal favorite, IDM. EDM is electronic dance music, and IDM is defined as intelligent dance music. And that's the best way to describe this. I feel like listening to Tobin makes you smarter. Really, if you do listen though, it is intelligent music. It's a whole new playing field, a whole new level of sound. And I wouldn't be surprised if they did a CAT scan of you listening to EDM versus a CAT scan of you listening to IDM, and seeing so much more activity in the IDM, because you're trying to figure out rhythm and sounds and melodies, and you're trying to figure out what structure he's actually using, this mathematical structure, and our brains love it. So Tobin himself is actually pretty young. Most people that revolutionize music the way he has are much older. Oh, he's 43. I expected him to be like 55. He's incredible. When did he start? He started, in the late 1990s. Okay, that's good. And he knows to play a lot of instruments himself. He knows synthesizers, keyboards, drums, guitars, saxophone. What else? I don't know what the rest are. Theremin and Chapman stick? I don't know. But either way, he is a musician. So it really hurts me when, people say electronic music isn't real music. Just look at Tobin. Really, really look at him. People can obviously, argue that Rat-a-tat, even though it's counted as electronic, is a more acoustic sound. It uses the instruments and this and that. He uses instruments and you don't even notice. His music is just beyond this world. My favorite part about ISAM is live. This is something that I kind of wanted to do. When people know that like I want to do animation, it's either video game design or this. I'm going to post a link, and it's a bit of a documentary, but it's a watch, and especially if you're high. If you're not, you will lose yourself into this. He was the first to actually integrate visuals on stage that responded to the music. Now, we all see the flashing lights and the lasers and that whole stuff. He had a set design that goes with him to every concert, and he has a team in charge of his set. And while he live DJs according to the mood of what the crowd is going, what they're feeling, whatnot, this team live animates what is going on stage. So, all the transitions that a musician has to figure out between songs while he's DJing live, they have to figure out. And they have to do it exactly in time with his transitions. So it's an extremely well choreographed show. It's incredible. When you watch it, you're going to be confused and you're not really going to understand what you're watching. And I'll let you know. Essentially, the stage is made up of many different cubes, different sizes and everything. The main cube, the biggest one in the middle, is where Tobin DJs, and you don't see him. Now, this is a very important aspect of this type of electronic music, because it really isn't about seeing the DJ at all. It's not about putting him in the center so you can see him. There are times when they specifically turn on the light in the back so you do see what he's doing. But he would rather just be behind the scenes and for you to enjoy your experience. The animation that is projected onto it is actually projected on. It's not like 3D boxes of TV screens and all that stuff. Why this is revolutionary, not just in the music industry, but in the animation industry, is because Tobin and his team figured out that if you project onto a box at a 45-degree angle, you will actually see the depth. That is real 3D. It's not 3D that you need the glasses and you still don't even see that it's 3D, With this, it looks 3D and it looks like it's moving. And the animation itself is astounding. If any of you know animation, it's people, essentially there are many different platforms to animate on, and the people that created one of the most used platforms by the animation industry, which is Maya Autodesk, actually worked on this and actually worked with him. He's incredible to have figured this out. And it seriously revolutionized live shows. The same team actually worked with Infected Mushroom. And Infected Mushroom was used to play with pods. I don't know if they do anymore, pods, and projected onto them. And it really is about an experience. It's like watching a whole movie with the most incredible soundtrack that is tailored to your specific experience as a person in the crowd. So I have a lot of respect for Tobin, a lot of nachas for his album ISAM. And you can even see at the end of the documentary when he comes on stage, people just are clapping and people are happy, and people really enjoy his music. And this is the other side of electronic that is really hidden, that, not hidden, but it's just, you don't see it. You don't see it anywhere unless you look for it. And he's an incredible find. So I also want to like thank my friend that showed me him. Ooh, thanks. That showed me him in sophomore year of high school. Because after I listened to him on Tosoe, everything changed for me and music. And I really hope you guys enjoy it. I really do. It's wonderful.